Hey guys! So it has been a very long time since I uploaded a video, especially a video where you see my face. I've been doing a lot of shorts lately, or just videos of my art. So this is kind of cool. I want to just give an update of why I've been absent, but basically this new year has been a crazy roller coaster storm. I broke my leg in the middle of January from a snowstorm. I was dog sitting and I slipped on the ice, and so I've just basically been recovering and focusing on healing and getting strength back in my leg. Oh my gosh, guys, it was pretty crazy. They basically put a titanium rod in my bone. I broke my tibia and fibula and also part of my joint bone. So it's been rough. Anyways, I wanted to do a Mean Girls 2024 movie review because I've watched a lot of these YouTube reviews and I wanted to give my own input. I finally was able to watch it because now it's on Paramount Plus. I didn't go to see it in the movie theaters. I just saw it on streaming. I love the original Mean Girls. I saw clips of the Broadway musical on YouTube with Taylor Lautner, which, oh man, I just wish I could have seen that in person. She seems like an amazing Regina George and her voice is tremendous. I've been listening to the Broadway music soundtrack on Spotify, and there's been times where I probably binge listened on repeat World Burn, Apex Predator. More is Better is awesome. We're just gonna get back into watching this video, and I also did research because I wanted to make sure to pronounce these stars' names correctly. So I actually looked up how to pronounce Ali's name and also Angourie. Okay, I gotta admit, in the beginning with this kind of format, how it's like a cell phone, it did bother me. I get why they did it. One thing that I really love about this movie is the transitions. The transitions are so cool. The way that the garage door opens up and then the format of the cell phone just slowly opens up into the widescreen, and then you go straight into Africa. It's Pam! Casting for the moms, Kady's mom, and also Regina George's mom. Really spot on. Really good casting. I love how she just runs away. Her mom's giving her this news and basically saying, oh my gosh, I'm gonna sacrifice my research, my job, and we're gonna move away from Africa and go to America, and you're gonna be able to have a regular school experience and a social life. And she just runs away. Another thing too is Angourie's voice. Clearly her voice is okay. It's not terrible, but the thing is, when you have so many amazing voices like Renee Rapp, who was Regina George on Broadway, and then also Ali, who was Moana, and then Jaquel, who was on Broadway, you just get overshadowed, and that's what happens with her voice. It's really odd because Kady's the main character of Mean Girls. My thing is, Sabrina Carpenter, I read that she was Kady on Broadway as a replacement. So I'm like, why didn't they just ask her to be Kady again? Because they did it with Renee Rapp. Here's a good transition.
Bitch, move.
I love that it just cut the song because that girl walked into Kady. I don't really have anything bad to say about What Ifs. It's an okay song. I kind of felt the same with It Roars. It Roars is cool because of the context. Kady just describing her life in Africa and connecting her life in Africa with her new experience. I'm a huge, big theater nerd. I was in drama club from 5th grade into senior year, and I love musicals, I love theater. But one thing that I always found odd about musical movies is you have this whole choreography happening and she's singing, but then was this all in her head? You know, this complete separation of this person singing, but then everything goes back to how it was. Are they actually singing, or is it in their head, you know? Has anyone ever thought of that when watching movie musicals, or is that just me? To be honest, what I would have preferred, and I commented this on other people's Mean Girls YouTube reviews, is if they would have just done a Broadway movie. You know how they did Shrek the Musical on Netflix? How they basically, it was like all on the stage, and it was the musical of Shrek. I would have preferred that for Mean Girls. Just imagine if it was the original Broadway cast. So Taylor Lautner, Ashley Park, Barrett, Katie Rockwell, Erica Henderson. Imagine if it was that cast. I think I would have enjoyed that way more. I do love the diverse cast. Yo, Janis, I just want to say, Janis and I would be best friends because I am an artist as well, and I love her style. I love how creative she gets with her makeup. I love that she's an artist as well. I know people that were like that in high school.
She just moved here from Kentucky.
Kenya.
I get it that it's similar, Kentucky, Kenya, but like seriously, Kentucky is a state and Kenya is part of a continent. What? she sits down in the middle of the classroom. Is there really no other open desks in this classroom? Isn't Celine Dion? Isn't that a French name though? So one thing that I loved about the Broadway scene of this classroom time was that the desks would like rotate and then the backdrop would change, and then sometimes whoever's sitting would be the teacher. They would get up, they would do their teacher dialogue, and then they would sit back down, and then the desks would rotate again into a different direction, and then someone else would stand up, and then it would be a completely different class, which that was pretty clever the way they did that. I do like that they introduced themselves a lot sooner, because I know in the original Mean Girls, she has a terrible day. She comes home, she's upset. And then the next day is when they get introduced. Damian is so awesome in this version. I love him. I would want him as a friend. I really wish they would have kept Where Do You Belong, because that's Damian's song. Where Do You Belong actually makes sense because it was so cool watching the Broadway song, because the ensemble would wear different Broadway musical t-shirts for their outfits. We're finally going to be discussing Karen. So I did not really like this Karen. I thought Avantika killed the song for Sexy though, but I did not like this Karen because she is doing too much. You know, her dumbness is just so dramatic, and I guess that's her way or her interpretation of Karen. She didn't come off as dumb to me. She came off as naive or just a little bit out there, but she was charming and she was likable. Amanda did such an amazing job. If she was really that dumb, she would not be in high school. She would have, you know, been multiple grades behind. This made me want cheese fries. I wanted cheese fries just from this. They looked so good. One thing that I really like about Regina George's songs is they're very dark themed. The way the direction is, the lighting, it's very dramatic. And then also the instrumentals of her songs are really cool. The song is Meet the Plastics, but you're really only hearing Regina George introduce herself. I love Renee Rapp's voice. Her talent is so amazing.
So fat. Slang from an old movie.
I love that. Even the teacher.
I am your lunch.
Janis is so much more charming in this movie. The way Ali's portrayal of Janis, she's nicer. Because he's introduced now, I have to talk about A-Aron. Actually, Chris Briney. I do not find him attractive. Tina Fey asked her daughters, or she did a poll of what the next generation thinks for a celebrity who is cute, who would be a good casting for Aaron Samuels. And this guy is not it. Jonathan Bennett was so handsome. Oh my gosh, he was hot. I had a crush on him. I would have chosen someone else. Someone else would have been a way better choice. I'm gonna pull up a picture of someone else that could have been better than this. I cracked up at this scene. All of the girls are just like, yo, what is in that ink? Did like this song for her voice. At the same time, the Broadway version's like, quirkier and way more full of emotion.
Didn't get it till
Kady just keeps getting interrupted by just the funniest things. Oh my gosh, that mom almost had a heart attack. Gretchen would never wear this outfit. The original Gretchen was like conservative. I'm going to put another YouTube video that does a way better explanation on the fashion of the characters and what they would have done into the descriptions. I like the original Mean Girls version where they're at the mall and Miss Norbury is the one bringing this up, and then Damian's like, you can't do that, that's social suicide. And then Miss Norbury's like, thanks, Damian. I also just realized Regina George is really tall. She towers over so many people. I do love that Damian sings part of this song. That's cool.
She's the queen of beasts. She can smell.
Can you imagine just being the ensemble? The director just tells you, act like an animal. This is on your resume. I acted like an animal in Mean Girls. And even in the Broadway too, it's supposed to be at the mall.
Get in, loser.
That Get In Loser doesn't have the same effect as the original Get In Loser. Okay, so I don't really like the fashion. The fashion's I read that they got a lot of the fashion from Shein and like off of TikTok, especially Regina George's shirt. I did not like her shirt. I did not like her cargo pants. I think Karen's outfits aren't too bad, and of course Janis's style is okay.
No, I'm an.
Oh man, those snacks look so good. Wait, why are you taking away the snacks? I want some of that guac and I want those cupcakes.
She's really good at art, but it's just because she had to do art therapy.
Hey, I studied art therapy. I got a bachelor's degree at Temple. Don't be hating on the art therapy. It's actually really healing and really good and really powerful.
Literally being so annoying.
One thing that I do like about this movie compared to the original is in the original movie, you see little bits and pieces of times when Regina George is mean to Gretchen, but it's kind of slow. As you go and watch the movie, there's a build-up. But in this movie, you see how toxic and manipulative and controlling Regina is to Gretchen. I love that the music box's music transitions into Gretchen's song. There's no way that this closet would be this close to the bedroom and Regina George is just not able to hear. We're also seeing that Kady's able to hear. This isn't in her head. She's actually singing out loud.
Write mean things about girls in our grade.
Wait, but it wasn't just mean girls. So there's also boys written in that book too. There was a guy named Jake, or was it Jake from State Farm? Miss Norbury's face. The fact that Kady was actually able to walk in those heels. First off, I've never worn heels that high, but I would be twisting my ankle and breaking my ankle all over again. That would not be a fun sight. Another thing about A-Aron in this movie that bothers me is he basically is just a pawn for the conflict between Regina and Kady, but you don't really get to see much personality from him. The A-Aron in the original Mean Girls, there was so much more depth given to him and he was so charming about it too.
Pause!
The fact that there's actual people in the tree playing music. I feel like Kady and Regina have way more chemistry than Kady and A-Aron in this movie. I love that they call her out, because I don't think they do that in the original movie. Instead of her playing dumb, she could be helping him and tutoring him. That is one thing that I wish was a better transition. You get so many other cool transitions in this movie. I feel like there's just another way to make this transition into the next scene way better. I love how Gretchen's working out in the background.
Mama, use the back camera. It's prettier because science.
I love Gretchen. Gretchen is so likable in this movie. And I just feel like Gretchen and Karen seem way closer in this movie than the original movie. Did anyone notice that? How it's a throwback to Regina George's outfit? I'm so glad everyone is reacting and screaming. That's not how it is, I don't think, in the original movie. In the original movie, people are just looking and staring and judging. I like this moment where we're actually seeing when Gretchen is gonna expose Kady's secret, you know? She just let Karen just fall like that. Oh my gosh.
From how things ended with us.
Give me a break.
I love how he calls her out. Ooh. Oh, what is that face? Why is his face like that? This scene is really cool. The way that they directed this and filmed this. I love how she ends in the same pose that Regina put her in. Like, that is crazy. This scene is amazing. So creative.
See you at lunch.
Perfect.
On to Fey Sings.
I love how they just, poor Gretchen, just whacked her.
At every party there might.
She just comes out of nowhere. I love how she just like, woo.
And I watched a snake eat a cow.
And I've watched a snake eat a cow.
Pour for Glen Coco? You go Glen Coco?
On the bags of sawdust that they use for barf.
Okay, but if she was recording that, why didn't she just show that to A-Aron, you know? And also, why is she smiling? Girl, he just witnessed his girlfriend cheat on him with the same guy as before. I get that she's annoyed that Miss Norberry's being nosy, but at the same time, I would have been grateful to have a teacher care about me.
Maybe I should just push your seat away from Aaron's.
Oh, I like the sass of Miss Norberry in this movie. Okay, I did not recognize this song until Tim Meadows says it. The fact that he's singing it in French is amazing. Get yourself a friend that's gonna cheer you on like Janis cheers on Damian.
Made up this dance, we all weighed like 70 pounds.
But Gretchen has a good point.
As a girl who slept with 11 people because you're nailing it.
Yo, she just slut-shamed her own friend. So one thing that I really wish they would have done to emphasize how popular Regina is, if they would have shown that Regina is this TikTok influencer and she has all of these followers, and because of this scene and everyone recording it and commenting on it and she starts losing followers, I feel that would have also made sense. We never see Regina have a TikTok profile or do any videos.
We can stop. We're even.
I like this scene though. They did what they wanted to do. They got their revenge. They're willing to step back and just relax. Kady is still wanting to push it.
You can't sit with us.
The scene just doesn't have as much power. There should have been more raw emotion and anger. This scene just doesn't compare to the original. The original Gretchen is like, you can't sit with us! To be honest, Regina doesn't even look that bad. I remember hearing, or I think watching a YouTube video or reading an article about how Renee felt when she was Regina George on Broadway. I get that the old Regina is supposed to be skinny, and at that time, skinny was really popular. But, you know, to be honest, nowadays, being thick and being curvy is in. Renee looks really good. They all have curves. None of them are skinny, so it just doesn't make sense.
Offering vegan Confident Joanne's, which are
Oh,
sloppy
that's so
joes
cute.
made of beans.
Kady just isn't likable. I just realized something that's different compared to this movie versus the original. In the original, you're seeing Karen be wanting to make out with her first cousin or something, but we're not getting that. Regina's saying she slept with 11 people. From our perspective, that just seems like a lie because we're not getting Karen being flirty with any of the guys. If anything, Gretchen is the one interested in Jason. For me, my vibe from Karen is she just wants to live life and just have a good time.
Be one of them, biatch.
Oh, I hate this in the original movie too. I just hate the term biatch. The guy kissing the giraffe painting. When I was in high school, we didn't have parties like this. This is college kind of parties. This is not what I did in high school. We would go to the mall, hang out, or go to the movies. Someone else points out in this movie, you don't really see A-Aron looking for Kady, while in the old original movie, you see he's looking for her and they're just missing each other. Oh, more is better. I love that song because we also hear A-Aron sing as well. Also, A-Aron doesn't do any singing in this movie, which sucks, to be honest.
Don't ever talk about my body.
Oh my gosh, if you're letting your kid talk to you like that, that is so disrespectful. Why is she so angry? We don't get any reason as to why she would be so angry. She has everything she would want in the world.
These are what we gave Nana Joan when we needed her to gain weight.
Ooh, that's so dark. Look at that face. She looks completely evil. I love the lighting in this scene. And I also like that it's the mom that mentions the Cautionary bars and not Shane.
What are you thinking about?
Chicken wings later.
I kind of see where Jason's coming from. I want chicken wings now. See? Vontica just wants to dance and just party. Just let that girl live her life. Everyone's just so mean to her.
Janis, I cannot stop this jazz, and you know I have a curfew.
I love this because this is from the Broadway show.
It was your idea for me to pretend to be plastic.
Actually, no. I can see it in the first movie, in the original movie. Janis is more manipulative, and she's just as evil and just as mean as Regina George, you know? Does anyone else feel this way about this scene? Oh, those notes. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. I loved that. That is actually pretty cool art though. Ooh, this is the best part. I was so excited for this song because I was playing World Burn non-stop, both Taylor Lauderman's version and then also Renee Rapp's version. And oh my gosh, there was someone that remixed both of the songs on YouTube and it's amazing. How is she in this school right now? Clearly this is not school hours. I get why you just drop the book and leave it in the center of hallway because people have cell phones and they can pass it by taking pictures and stuff. Original OG movie where she is, you know, pasting up all of the flyers and she's sending some papers in the classroom and everyone's walking out reading them. That's so much more dramatic. I love that scene. One of the students actually tried to buy drugs. We see that there's also some guys fighting too, but only the girls get called into the gymnasium. Why aren't they being punished? First off, I love that fan. Also, just the way he did it.
I love you.
I love you too.
Oh, I love that Miss Norbury and Mr. Duval are actually married in this movie. I love that she did that. She acted like she was about to sing. Doesn't this person right here, doesn't this person look like Jules from Euphoria? Like, come on. When you first quickly glanced, that's who I saw.
Sorry I said you were dragging during Revenge Party. So much pressure on us to move the story forward through montage.
What?
I love that Karen's actually tearing up in this moment. That scene will always crack me up. The original and also in this movie. I love Damian just running after, but oh my gosh, this song is awesome too.
We've already paid the DJ.
Then at the spring fling, from this scene, it's a band. And it looks like it's a school band. This was a nice surprise, bringing back Lindsay Lohan. I wish more of the original cast made like their appearances.
Stupid with love. I didn't get it.
I love that the band members are singing Stupid with Love. That is also really cool. I'm liking the vibe. Oh, I'm loving this moment. They were like passing candy to each other in the classroom.
You will regret this when you're old because I am freaking fetch!
Yes, I love this scene where Gretchen finally is standing up for herself. She does deserve better.
I like you.
I see you there.
Regina tried to catch it, but she was just too slow, so that scene cracked me up. I gotta admit, that was funny. Since they got rid of More is Better, she mentions stars, especially in the middle of the song and towards the end. But it doesn't have that same impact of this song. The connection is stars. Originally, her stars were the stars in the sky, but then now she's using it in a different meaning where she's seeing all of these students, their stars. I love that Gretchen actually ends up with Kevin. I like that. It's ending in the garage. That's kind of cool. Thank you guys so much for watching. This was all of my own opinions. I will leave some awesome reviews that I've watched of the Mean Girls movie that you should also check out if you haven't already checked out. I wouldn't say this was a bad movie. This movie was cool because it was creative in the way it was filmed and the way it was directed. Regina George's songs were amazing. If you don't compare with the original, it's a pretty decent standalone movie. I would have just wanted the Broadway musical as a movie. That would have been the perfect thing for me. I can see the criticisms too. There's definitely things that I don't like about the movie as well. I don't really like the fashion. I don't really like Angourie as Kady or Chris as A-Aron. Those cast members could have been someone else. If I were to rate it, I would give it maybe a 6. Thank you so much guys for watching this video. I hope you guys have a great day or night whenever you're watching this. Bye!